I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So, help me, God. I'm flying through the air head first, arms pinned at my sides. It's like a movie in slow motion. There's no sound. My eyes closed, and I'm thinking, this is it. And then a loud crash. I don't remember the impact. Days later, I wake propped up in a hospital bed. I look down, I can see my arms and legs, but I can't move them. Can't even feel. Not numb, just nothing. The doctor comes in and starts to explain. I'd gone headfirst down a flight of concrete steps, landed right on top of my head, shattered 2 bones at the base of my neck, crushed my spinal cord. Was paralyzed from the neck down. And then they gave me a life sentence. Quadriplegic. I'd never walk again. Wasn't supposed to be like this. I was training for the Olympics in the hammer throw event at track and field, just a few miles from here at the Olympic Training Center. Spinning with a 16-pound ball at the end of a 4-foot wire. Spinning. And then a huge roar. Watching that ball sail 75 yards. That's what I did for fun. The 2000 Olympic Games, just a year away. My sights fixed on that goal. And I'd balance that with a successful career as an aerospace engineer. To top that off, I'd just fallen deeply in love. And now this. I'm lying in bed. The phone rings. It's my coach calling. The nurse holds the phone to my ear. He asks, "How are you doing?" What do you mean, how am I doing? This is beyond my worst nightmare. Forget about the Olympics. I don't know if I'm ever going to walk again. And then he had the nerve to challenge me. He said, "Are you going to fight and make yourself well, or are you going to give up and quit?" I hated him for that. I was so pissed. But faced with that choice, the champion in me responded. What came out of my mouth was, I'm going to fight and make myself well. I'm going to recover 100% and walk out of here. He said, "Okay, great. Then that's what we'll do." And so with no idea how to do it, no evidence, no agreement from the experts, we aligned on the power of that bold declaration, that vision, that goal, and the belief that it was at least possible. So I harnessed every scrap of will and determination that I trained into every cell of my being over decades. I took charge of my recovery, refused the pain meds. I didn't want to numb my nerves. I took control of my environment, brought in my own food and water to give myself the best possible nutrition for healing, to nourish those nerves. And I strained more than any Olympic lifting I'd ever done just to move my little finger. And then finally, the faintest little flicker. And once I got that, I knew I could build it back bit by bit. So just 6 weeks after my injury, I was able to walk out of the hospital under my own power. It's this incredible, inspiring story I've told countless times over the last 18 years. Inspired thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions. Everybody except me. Because the more I told that story, the more I felt like a fraud. You see, deep down, beneath the surface, I've been hiding a terrible secret. One that I've been lying about for 18 years. That accident, it wasn't an accident. I had an emotional trauma triggered for me just a few months before in that romantic relationship. It just broke my heart. I couldn't deal with the emotional pain and agony. I couldn't talk to anybody about it. Couldn't show any weakness. Had to be strong, stay in control. Never let him see you sweat. And I'd seen the movie Terminator. I saw what they did to Sarah Connor, locked away in restraints, pumped full of drugs, beaten. There was no way I was going to turn myself over to that kind of fate. That may not have been the truth, but it was my perception. She made it my reality. And by choosing not to talk to anybody, I boxed myself in. So after 6 weeks of literally not sleeping a wink, I intentionally dove headfirst down that flight of steps, willfully kept my arms to my side, trying to kill myself. What seemed like the best choice that I could make at the time to get out of that emotional pain that I was in. And then, by choosing not to talk to anybody, I sentenced myself into this inner prison of guilt and shame. I sentenced myself to a kind of solitary confinement. And after serving 18 years in the prison of my own guilt and shame, I've learned that sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is to tell the truth. To ask for help, to stop suffering in silence. So 18 years later, I'm coming to this prison to tell the truth, the whole truth, to set myself free. And so now, I challenge you. What choice could you make? What truth could you tell that would set you free?